Dear record collectors, the sky is not falling, at least not yet. Hi, my name is Frank. Welcome back to channel 33 RPM, your channel for vinyl gear and more. So I've been seeing a lot of internet chit chat about the price increases announced by Universal Music. I know a lot of people are saying this is the end of vinyl, this is the end of record collecting. I gotta say, I don't think that is going to be the case, at least not yet. Back in April, I had speculated that record prices might be going up due to the war, increased gas and transportation prices, and increased demand. Now, I didn't want to be right about this, but... So here's the scoop in case you haven't heard it. Thousands of titles from Universal Music are going up in price. Initially, there was a lot of chatter online that some of these Universal back catalog records were going up in price by $5, $10, even $15. At one point, people were saying that the Beatles back catalog titles were going up like $10 per record. Now, it sounds like while prices are going up, the increase won't be that dramatic. It sounds like it's gonna be more like $3, $4, $5 for these back catalog titles they've identified for price increases. I mean, it's not as bad as the $10, $15, but of course, no one wants to see any price increases. I mean, here in Canada, over the past couple of years, we have seen at least two dramatic increases in the retail cost of records, right? Nowadays here, we're paying $30, $40 for a new release on vinyl, in some cases $50 and even more. I'm not saying these prices are acceptable. It does suck, but those price increases, at least here in Canada, I'm speaking from what I've seen, haven't killed the record industry, haven't killed record collecting. In fact, people are buying more records now than ever before. The thing is, I'm not too concerned about catalog titles. I mean, as I said, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Many of us have been collecting for years, already have those records. We have all the back catalog stuff we need. I mean, do you really need to purchase that 6th copy of Abbey Road or that 17th copy of Kiss Destroyer? Probably not. Ultimately, with this whole thing, I'm more concerned about the impact it's going to have on the price of new releases, as well as the used record market. So if the price on catalog titles is going up from Universal, I think we can expect that the price of new records is also going to go up, right? Like Def Leppard is putting out a new album. That album retails here in Canada for like $40 or $50, which is kind of crazy. And the issue is, as the price of new records, reissues, and new releases, new vinyl goes up, it stands to reason that the price of used vinyl is also going to go up, right? They kind of both go hand in hand for a number of reasons, not the least of which is if the price of new records and reissues and catalog stuff is going up, people may turn to the used market and there's going to be more demand, and then the price is going to increase. The other thing is, if Universal Music, one of, if not the biggest music company in the world, is hiking their prices, what does this mean for the other labels, for the other music companies? It can only stand to reason that they are also going to raise their prices, which again sucks. All this said, there are things that we as consumers can do to sort of mitigate the impact of these rising prices on us. The one thing I've started doing is I've started becoming more selective about the records I buy. Whereas before, if I was spending, $20 on a record, I'd be more open to doing blind buys. Or if I wasn't, quite 100% sure I would buy a record, I was much more open to taking risks before. Whereas now I research things more, I make sure the pressing is going to be decent. I preview the album more online to make sure it's a record I'm going to like. The other thing you can do is, again, look more to the used record market. Specifically, Universal is talking about their catalog, about their older releases, right? Well, many of those, not all, but many of those were previously released on vinyl. Go check out Discogs, go check out your local record stores and see if you can find some of those in the used bins. It might be a little cheaper, one, but second of all, oftentimes those older pressings sound a lot better than the modern reissue. So in that respect, it's win-win. Now more than ever, it's also super important to look for those good deals. I'm a bargain hunter. I'm that person who's always looking to make my dollar stretch as far as it can go. And that includes record collecting, right? There's certain things you can do to try to find those deals. Often pre-ordering a record will get you the best price before those price increases down the road. And also don't forget to check out your local record store. So often many of us just assume the best deal is going to be online. It's going to be on Amazon or something like that. And that is not necessarily the case. I have found tons of way better deals at my local record store than I would online. Ultimately, I try to remind myself that this whole thing is really about the music. I always say music is my life. I live and breathe music, but record collecting, that's a hobby. If I could no longer buy any records, if my whole record collection disappeared, I would still love music. So, okay, record prices are going up, but you still have the music. You can still buy compact discs. I see that CD prices are going up a little bit, but compact discs are still very affordable, and with the right gear, they can sound amazing. And as much of a dirty word as streaming is also an option, right? You pay your monthly dues for Spotify or Tidal or whatever, and you pretty much have access to any song ever recorded. And again, with the right gear, it can sound amazing. So, okay, maybe you can't afford all those records you used to buy, but you still have other options to access that music. So back to my original point, the sky is not necessarily falling, but things definitely are changing. It's time for us as record collectors to adapt. All right, 33ers, that is my take on this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Until next time, keep on spinning.